If you're joining me today, thank you so much. Again, we're doing awesome things. Today we're talking about local SEO and what it's all about. If you're catching the replay, give us some love, make a comment. If you're into marketing and you're a local business, this one's for you. If you're just into marketing, this one's for you too. So I'm going to take it right over. And as you know, my cohort in crime, let me find my stuff. It is, who's this? Who's that? Greg, say something.
Oh, my name is Greg, as most of you all know, and I own Original 72 Creative. We're a full-service website, graphic design, and digital marketing agency in the Vancouver Lower Mainland area.
Right. Hold on. And we are together. Now, I'm Pip, and I help people with their search and social. Greg and I get together here every week, and we talk about something awesome to do with marketing. We have Lee. Hi, Lee. Hey, Gwen. Hi, Joni. Hi, guys. So glad you made it. Today, we're talking about SEO and what it's all about. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about what SEO is, local SEO, and then we're going to get into Google My Business, citations, keywords, Search Console. We're going to cover a lot. We do go into finer detail about some of these topics next month. But for now, let's get into it, Mr. Greg. Let's talk about what is SEO.
Yeah, well, I'm actually looking forward to hearing more from you about local SEO, because I know you're sort of hardcore into local. I'm more the SEO generalist, so I'm hoping I might be able to pick up a couple tips from you today. But I think local SEO is super important, especially obviously for the people who have local businesses, are trying to get in front of all of the people in their area. And today, hopefully, we can share a bunch of tips for them on doing that. I think the number one thing we're probably going to go over today is Google My Business. That would be the one thing for sure everybody needs to absolutely have that dialed in.
Right? We also have Lisa, Sherry, Lee, and Susan. Is it Susan or Suzanne? And Phelan. Hi, guys. Yay. Okay, Greg. So local SEO. It is a subset of SEO, basically, right? So a lot of the things that apply to regular SEO apply to local SEO. I have to give a shout out quickly. Lucinda's here. I just saw her live earlier. She's amazeballs, and she's rocking the world, people, with her good messaging. So besides that, local SEO, we're back onto that. Now, if you guys pop comments in the comment thing, we'll put them on screen. So, and if you have questions, comments, we want you to chime in. So as I was saying, Greg, local SEO, it's a subset. It's a subset of regular SEO. So a lot of the same things apply, which is a lot to do with on-page SEO, off-page SEO. SEO stands for search engine optimization, and it means that you are, in my opinion, getting your measures set and focusing mainly on on-page SEO first, because that's really graspable stuff. So am I missing anything with the description of what local SEO is? It's more localized, right?
Yeah, well,
got to be specific.
It's almost a given.
But with more localized SEO stuff, different things come into play. Greg mentioned one of those things, which is super important, which we're going to jump into right now, which is Google My Business. Man, this stuff is killer. And it changes all the time. I treat Google My Business like a social media platform a little bit. It's your hub for your location, your reviews, your services, and like Facebook, you can verify your business page, right? Once you do that, Google will set you up on the map. So if anybody's searching in your local area, you have a chance to come up. What do you want to talk about with Google My Business besides?
Yeah, I don't know. It's somewhat conflicting, because I know we're going to have an in-depth Google My Business live coming up next month. So I almost don't want to give too much
Oh,
away about it, other than knowing that is a huge importance to local SEO. Like you're gonna want to do all of the basics, like make sure your business name and phone number, address, those types of things are properly set up for your listing, and make sure you have a really good description of your business in there. Other than that, as it pertains to local SEO, I know it's super important and beneficial to be active on your Google My Business listing. So don't just have it, be doing something on it. Use it for everything it has, which we'll go through in a future live. Use it for what it has and be active.
right. So here's a good question for everybody. Who has Google My Business set up? Pop in the comments. And hi, Karen, and hi, Laura. Thank you so much for joining. That's super cool. Google My Business. I think one thing I want to mention, because of course we don't want to get into too much detail, because that we're gonna dig deep into this later. But Google My Business also gives you keywords that you're showing up for in searches, so you can actually take those, and we'll get more into that and Search Console later on in the talk. But what to do when you see keywords that your business is actually showing up for. It's super cool. It's essential. It is probably one of the number one things with local SEO. Oh, Joni is saying she has it. Yeah, you do. And so I think what we're gonna leave this part with is saying that basically go in there and click around, right? Click around, get down. Okay, I'm a little bit of a cheese ball today. I know that. But that's what I would say. Any advice for Google My Business, Greg?
No, other than making sure people have it and actually use it, or be active on it, so that it does score them better for local SEO. But what I did want to say is, like, Google My Business is not the only thing, obviously, to have for local SEO. There are other directories. There's a Bing option to have a business listing, and just in general, the process of building backlinks and having yourself set up on directories that you can put your business listing on. Find as many as you can and list your business, because all of those are going to provide the same information that you can put on Google My Business, which is your company name and all of your business information, hours, contact, address, and it's all going to work for your local SEO. So definitely research other directories that you can list your business, and it will help.
Right. When somebody, I think it's really interesting, one of the things I love to see is, so when you search for a business and in the local results, oftentimes you'll see like Yelp, Yellow Pages, you'll see your Facebook, maybe even Twitter, but a lot of the times you'll see a lot of stars beside, like, you'll see how many Facebook reviews you had, right, for your business. You'll see, and Google pulls those in. So your Yelp reviews will show up, and to control your reviews, Google My Business is one of the places. But we were talking about what we're calling citations now. So citations are like links, right? So Google My Business would be your biggest citation. And that's where a lot of other citation or aggregate sites are going to draw your information. So having that set up and utilizing it to your advantage. So that will help you make sure your address is right across the web on different citation sites, which you really want, because that will de-rank you if there's confusion. I know I have some confusion. My Yelp is not up to date. It's my first logo. It's kind of funny. You guys go look. And it was when I was living in Vancouver, and we all know that I've moved. So my bad, and there's always work to be done with local SEO. So Greg, you were mentioning there's the Bing places. What else is there? There's Yellow
Yellow Pages, Yelp. There's even a Yahoo listing.
Mm,
I can't, any specific name is escaping me at the moment, but you can look at their site and find a spot to be able to list your business as well on Yahoo. Yahoo Search? No, it's not Yahoo Search. Anyways, so I think those would be the major players. Other than that, there's obviously going to be specific directories that you can list your business. I mean, register for a Better Business Bureau. It's free. You don't have to be a member. You can just get a free registration of your business, and you'll be on Better Business Bureau.
right.
And any directories specific to your site, depending on what your industry is. I'm sure, like law firms, there's a bunch of directories that list law firms. There's a bunch of, for me, there's web and graphic design directories where you can put your business on, research that stuff, and get your business listed.
Right, it's true. And local area, right? So your Chamber of Commerce, all those things like local, the travel bureau has stuff like TripAdvisor if you offer fun services. But you can't get TripAdvisor all the time. So if you're like a flower shop, which I did try to get on TripAdvisor, you can't. But if you're a bike shop and you offer bikes to hire, you can get on TripAdvisor. So depending on your business. So citations, super big deal. And just something to slowly work on, like get a Google spreadsheet, and just add them. Slowly go through this. Local SEO, like SEO, is a process. Susan saying 411 listing. I like that. Karen said she attended a training on this yesterday. Did you? Was it in real life? I want to know more because I train on this too. And I want to know what they're saying. I like
Karen, you're going to have to give us some tips on anything you heard.
Yeah. Tell us if we missed anything. And yeah, because we want to know. And then Greg, the other things we want to talk about here are keywords and optimizing. I get excited about this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, I remember when we were talking about today's subject, because I'm more of the SEO generalist and you're sort of, you do focus a lot more on local, whether or not there was a difference if you use keywords where you put your location in the keywords. So for me, I'm in Burnaby, so saying web design Burnaby versus just web design and having my address on the site. What are the difference in techniques for using keywords and whether or not you put location in to focus more on local?
So yes. So for SEO and local, depending on your targeting. So for instance, I'm working with a company and they're targeting Campbell River and Vancouver Island. So you definitely first target one, then the other, build pages out related to targeted areas on your website. That helps. Also, here's an interesting thing. If you're local and you're in your local community, if there's events and things happening, if you blog about that event, use the location, and things like that, those kind of things will bring you up in search rankings, right? Not only will people be searching for that event, so it's an easy win, but you doing location targeting, you're actually talking and being part of your community, which is a lot about what Google's trying to do, right? So Google and Facebook are in a fist fight about keeping you and getting you the information you want. So the more information you give Google, the more information that is specific to location, the better off you are, I think. So even a keyword like, for instance, for me, like pay-per-click advertising, Victoria, BC. You could actually use your city in some of your targeting, right? So, hold on. We got comments that I'm missing. But, I like this. Greg's on it too. I'm so glad you guys are here. Totally groovy. Love your logos. Right. Thank you, Greg. That is a very nice comment. Lucinda, you're awesome. If you guys, I know I'm too excited today. If you guys use the eCam link, you can get your beautiful faces in there. And so we have a question. Do you recommend focusing on one keyword per web page? Yes, I do. But I also recommend, excuse me, also recommend using synonyms. And the biggest recommendation is talk to your clients, talk to your people. Like, if you're talking in the right voice, that really helps. That's big with just conceptual SEO, in my opinion, in that, you follow certain people and certain people follow you. And how you speak to them is why they follow you. And not everybody's going to resonate. So if you keep that in mind while you're focusing on, yes, one keyword, pick your keyword. I pick it after I write a blog post, but that might not always be the best way. And yeah, there's so many ways, right?
I think, you can't go wrong either way, as long as when you write or before you write, you are researching the keyword and making sure it's the right one for what you want to be found. But I would say there's probably a little bit more of an advantage in researching and figuring out the keyword beforehand and then writing your article, so that you can write it in knowing and working that keyword in, as opposed to writing it and then seeing, okay, what keyword should I use and where do I have to actually change it in my copy to reflect what the keyword is.
Right. And the other thing is, so, you know what, I kind of, when we made this talk, I didn't actually put research in here, but that's actually a huge part that I would say, look at your Google My Business and it'll give you keywords that are showing up for your searches. Also, Search Console, super big, because you can see, like, you can backdate it. If you don't have Search Console today and you go in there and set it up, just type Search Console into Google and literally set it up, come back a day or two later, and you can see past keywords for the last 3 to 6 months that were searched for and what page your website showed up on. So if it says like 10, that means you showed up at the bottom of page 1. If it says 60, you're on page 6. And you can actually use those keywords in your content. Like, if you actually go through those keywords and go and put them in your content, don't just copy paste, but actually be specific and direct, but use those keywords in your articles and stuff, and you'll actually see a bump up. You'll actually show up for what people are searching for to find you. And that's the game winner.
The biggest thing I like about seeing keywords that you're being found for, whether it be in your analytics or Search Console or wherever, is the fact that you can get information from seeing something there and from not seeing something there. If you feel like you should be found for a certain keyword but it's not in there, that means you're not doing a good job at using whatever that keyword is in and throughout your site. So by not seeing it in the list, you can make sure you optimize to get it on your site, and hopefully it will end up being in your list. And the ones that you are being found for, you can see where you are, and maybe if you're low down, you'll know, okay, I need to do still some more work to get that one higher.
Right.
So there's information that you see, and also information that you can get by not seeing something there.
And you know what? I think, hey, I want to ask everybody a question quick. So what keyword do you want to show up for for your business? And a keyword is not one word. It's a phrase. I would be specific here. So, but pop it in the comments if you get a second, because I'd love to know. That'd be really neat. And then, we can see, you can see through analytics, through Search Console, through Google My Business, you can see, are you showing up for that? Is that what you want to show up for? Because we want to be smart marketers, right? We want to be smart about what we're doing, and we're dealing with machines, machine learning, and this is an ever-changing industry, but there are some fundamentals that stay consistent. With every Google update, with every Facebook algorithm update, there are things that stay consistent. And one of the things for Google My Business is the reviews. And we're going to get deep into reviews next week. Leah, we're going to give tips on how to get them, why you need them, all that crazy stuff. But reviews are important, right? So besides keyword research, besides researching, and even looking Google Trends, we did not mention Google Trends.
Mm-hmm.
Google Trends is a big deal. You can just type into Google Trends and go check out your industry and just get familiar with the free Google products, right? That'll really help with local SEO. Ooh.
So one of the next things I wanted to mention about local SEO specifically is that it's more important now more than ever. I know there was a real big push a while back to make sure your website was mobile responsive or there was a mobile version of your site, and it's increasingly important to have that because Google has their mobile indexing, and they are using the mobile indexing first when search results come up. So if you're behind the curve on getting your site ready for to be viewed on a mobile, you'll probably see your organic rankings dropping because you haven't taken care of your site and the mobile responsive aspect of it. The other thing I want to talk about briefly on as it pertains to your website is using a schema markup, local schema markup, which is the ability for you to, I mean, this might be a little bit more technical and more for your SEO person, but if you use a certain schema within your content, there's ways of being able to better tell the search engines your business name, your address, your contact info, what your products are, and all that stuff within the code itself. So
That's a really good point. Guys, we think, we think that the spiders or the bots, we think that they read our content. They don't read like a human. So schema will make sure that you're telling Google, and this is a little deeper, but schema will make sure you're telling Google, this is an address, this is a phone number, because they're just seeing numbers and symbols, right? There's a quick question here. How do I see keywords in analytics? One of the greatest ways you do that is you use Search Console and analytics, and you pull in the data from Search Console into your analytics.
Yeah, I'm not sure that they took keywords out of analytics altogether, I believe, didn't they?
Yes and no. If you pull in the Search Console, right? So mind you, you know what I do? I'll tell you what I do. I go over to Search Console and I download that baby. I download it into a Google Sheet, and then for certain clients, I'll go through and check content and make sure those keywords are in there. Great question.
Mm-hmm.
I like this. We're getting, I can't see your face, but I know who you are, and I love what you're doing. There's so much about children's books. I love to find out what your kind of keyword is you're targeting, like that one, and are you location specific? And I love that people are saying you want to learn more. This stuff is awesome. Greg, I'm feeling yes, you were mentioning about getting your site ready for mobile. So one of the things I'm really noticing a lot is people don't have their SSL certificate. So when you look at your site, where your URL is, where it'll say right beside it, secure or not secure. It's a small fee. Google does grade you on that. And you can get your hosting company to help you with that. Or even Greg. If you call up Greg, he'll help. Might be a small fee, but he'll get it done. I don't want to do it.
It is something that weighs in the ranking algorithms. It's one that's good for local and just general SEO, but highly recommend that everybody move to an SSL certificate for their website.
Right, and Search Console will tell you if there's mobile issues. Sometimes if you don't update your plugins, you'll see some issues on Search Console for your website, and if you update your plugins, it might just change, but it gives you a lot of information. That's more technical SEO, so getting schema, getting into issues, all things that over time you will learn, and you'll get better at this. You just got to start clicking. We have a really good question here. I love the questions. Keep throwing them out here. Karen is saying, how can I see keywords that another business is targeting or ranking? There's a couple ways. So you can go into Google AdWords and you can use their keyword planner, and you can throw in the URL of another business. You can put it in there. You can go to Uber Suggest. You can put the business in there, see what they're showing up for. You can also go to directly to their page, right click, and check out their meta description and their title. So right click and then hit inspect, and you'll see what they're trying to rank for. You'll probably be able to pull out that keyword. Good question, eh, Greg? That was really good.
Yeah. There's also third party sites that typically SEOs use that you'll be able to put in competitors' domains and get a wealth of information about what they're doing compared to what you're doing and stuff. But they're typically paid services.
Yeah.
So the free ones are definitely you can in Search Console by, like you said, putting in the domain and some information and trying to compare them with yourself and see.
You can use SEMrush.
Mm-hmm.
You have to sign up. You don't have to pay. You won't see as much data, and you can also check out Ahrefs. Right? Aaron's saying Moz.
Yeah.
I don't really use the Moz tool that much, but yes, Moz, man, they have some good information. They have a walkthrough, I think, of how to understand SEO, like a white paper download. Super good to learn if you want to. So you know what? The better you get at this, the more you can help your clients, to be honest, because it doesn't just start, like, it's not just about social.
Mm-hmm.
It's also about Google. So if you pair the two, stuff starts to happen for you. And if you dig into your metrics, which we always like to talk about, right? Phelan's saying majestic SEO. Is that Phelan, tell me more. Tell me more. And then Carrie, hey, Carrie, you joined. That's awesome. And Dawn, hi, Dawn. I get so excited when I see Carrie because Carrie's a local guy and we work together. So that's where that excitement came from. You guys are
so I know we were going to talk quickly about a story I told you about that you wanted me to tell. So maybe this is a good time to
get into that.
Do that, and if you also have a tip on something to do for local SEO. So mine is, we suggested a local client to come up with, everybody's looking, like, if you blog or there's updates on your site constantly, it's going to be better for your SEO because your website's changing, it's getting more information, you're having more opportunities on pages to get your keywords on there. So what we suggested for him is that he do job stories. So he would write a job story and be keyword specific for the service that he was writing the job story about and the location that he did it. And so I think he did a couple all at the same time, but consistently for a long time, every month he would write a new job story, what it was that he did, which service, and the location he did it, because he operates in a couple of different locations, and that allowed him to be able to get his service keywords on there in each of the locations that he services, and that was going to help him with his local SEO push.
Such a good strategy, honestly. Like, I was like, oh, that's a killer one. I wish I could get my clients to do that. So creating a specific strategy around jobs you've done and location, right? That's huge. Jade's here too. Hey, buddy. You guys are so great. We are basically out of time. And of course, this has been fun and super interesting. Hey, Greg, I'm going to ask you a quick question because I think you know the answer this time. What are we talking about next week?
We're talking about reviews.
Right.
Another thing that are super important for local SEO, but we'll talk about reviews in a more
detailed way.
Yeah.
So if you guys have local SEO questions or we missed anything, or if you want to drop your keyword phrase into the comments, we want to know. We're going to go, if you drop your phrase in there, I'm going to go look on your site. I'm going to go look around, and maybe I'll even reach out personally and say, hey, you're doing great, right? Or, hey, do this. This might help. But that's enough of that. We're super excited that you guys joined us. It's so much fun to have you guys come in and talk with us about all this stuff, because we're growing together. And the way to get better is to help each other. Right, Greg? Because marketing is a
group effort.
Right? Okay, so next week, as we said, reviews. We're talking all about reviews, how to get them, how to give them, where to put them, and what you want said in those. So join us 11 a.m. Pacific time, Thursday, inside the group. And thank you so much for joining us, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.